if you think that AI is some passing fad, I mean, there's a reason why we keep talking about it. And it forms part of the framework that we develop, the AIM framework, and specifically around automation and leveraging AI. And as we talk about AI more and more, and if you are one of these business owners that's like, oh no, AI is coming, or I refuse to learn it.
Yeah.
Like, you're in for a rude awakening, because it fundamentally tells us everything we need to know about how you kind of run your business.
Mm-hmm.
But more importantly is there's another whole part of AI that tells, like, when we talk about how you run your business, is that there's another factor in there. And I don't want to give it away too soon, but it's really around, we talked about it once before. If you don't know how you prompt AI is basically how you lead people.
Mm-hmm.
Well, how you treat AI is basically how you treat your business.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to dive into what exactly we mean by that.
Exciting. With that, we're back with another episode of BizMeds. We're your hosts and neuroscience business coaches. My name is Saad.
My name is Darris, and we're here to give you the minimum effective dose to scale your business. And this comes from experience scaling $30 million in under 18 months, and probably doing it definitely doing it less effectively and efficiently as we could have, but like, that's a monumental feat, and we could have done it better. Mm-hmm. And knowing what we know now, we would have done it much differently.
Exactly. And the tools we have today,
oh my goodness, are so much better than they were.
Yeah.
And so we'll talk about that. How do we want to jump into this one? Because I don't want to give it away too soon.
Yeah. Well, you know how since the beginning of the podcast, we've always been talking about skills.
Yes.
And everything is learnable. As an entrepreneur, you're just tasked with something throughout your business journey, is like gaining those skills, understanding what your business requires. And it's like going to the superstore with your grocery list, but on your grocery list, it's just a bunch of skills that you need for your business to be successful.
Yeah.
So you're going through an aisle, and each aisle has like different attributes, like high level, like dimensions. Let's say one's leadership, one's like sales, one's marketing, and you're going through and you're looking at all the things that you would need. And if you go in the leadership aisle, like, it's all about teaching your teams the right skills, but you yourself also need to have the skill to teach correctly.
Yes.
And then you move into the next aisle. It's like sales and marketing, and like you kind of go down, and you basically just check off all the things you will need for your business.
Yeah.
Now, most businesses just keep that one list and run the business on that for the rest of it.
So what I'm hearing is they just approach it the same way all the time.
Forever. Yeah.
Right. And there's never a change to that playbook. There's, which might be fair to some degree, because like there's some skills I think that are fundamentally like communication.
100%.
It's that's the mastery, like in the AIM framework.
Right.
Like those are the skills that you always are continuing to develop.
But when I say like shopping in that leadership or communication aisle, let's say like it's a communication aisle, the way you and I communicate might be completely different than an introvert that doesn't like the direct. So what I'm trying to say with that is like most business owners won't go and get that next level skill in the communication. Yeah.
And then when it comes down to it, a lot of it's around people.
Mm-hmm.
And being able to, whether you're leading people, directing them, whatever, it's kind of the one commonality between so many businesses, and a lot of frustration is around people. Well, how do I get people to do more? How do I get people to, not argue or, pull in the same direction, all those things. And it's funny because in the episode we talked about, how you prompt AI is a really clear indicator, probably how you communicate and by extension, how you lead people.
Exactly.
Right. So if you communicate really poorly with AI, like that is literally how you are communicating to the people, and they don't have the clear direction. They have less direction because they're not trained on the millions and millions of terabytes of data that an AI is. So it's even worse.
It's 100%. Because I just remember, or had a little flash of my interactions with AI where I give it like a very basic command and it'll come back, obviously like the newer Opus and like the Sonnet.
Yeah.
They'll come back and they'll be like, what did you mean by this? Like, is this what you're looking for? And would give me a bunch
Much
of
more
questions.
inquisitive.
Yeah. Whereas on the people side, like they also want to ask those questions, but they don't want to challenge your authority. So, or they're scared, or
they don't even think to ask a question,
Yeah.
and they respond with, "Oh, I think I know what you mean." Don't get any verification and can go off do something, and it's completely the wrong thing.
Exactly. Yeah. And I notice that, like, at least for me, the beginning part of like orchestrating and like communicating through those conversations, I was getting frustrated. I'd be like, you should just know what I want. Whereas like with people, that's where that fear starts, kind of getting instilled. That's why they're immediately like, oh, I know exactly what you want. And they'll go do it. And they just absolutely screw it up. And then they come back to like, this is it. This is the hot plate of garbage you ordered. It's like, what the heck is that?
I think we're just fundamentally in a very different, like we are in a time unlike any other in history, or just a very different type of it. So with the onset of, say, steam engines coming out of the agricultural revolution, and now you're more into the mechanical industrial revolution, and you're moving from, let's say horses doing and animals doing a lot of work, and then you now move into steam engines doing, and you have this paradigm shift of where are things going to happen and how are things going to change, and we're seeing the same thing, right? And at the time it was, you had people resisting and they were happy using their animals and whatever happens, and then suddenly you have machines taking over a bulk of the work. Yeah. And now we're at a point in time where we now have the ability of these, let's just say like an AI that doesn't have any physical form, and it has the ability to be trained on such an immense amount of data and information. And now you can basically, like, as you or I, we can create many of these working agents that do all these tasks for us, right? So now I can leverage my skill output so much more than I possibly could. But now it is such an interesting time because we have people that are very averse to using AI in the business or whatever it is, or just in general. And then you have the people that are kind of getting out in the forefront and they're embracing and they're learning these skills. And I think this is a warning to those that aren't, be like, it's here. And Alex Hormozy says, AI is never going to be as bad as it is right now. It's going to get better. Yeah. And you are prolonging the agony of not joining in and learning and upgrading that skill set now.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, you started this thought perfectly with like how everything is just continuously changing. But the other beauty of it, when you look back on all of the changes, the timeline to those changes has gotten smaller and smaller. And with AI, it's so small that the things we were doing last week can absolutely be done faster this week.
Like we said in the opener, like how we scaled, 30 million, 18 months, we would have been able to do that much. We would have been able to achieve that much faster, given the technology and the things that we know now.
100%.
Specifically the technology, because before then we had to go and source out some of this optimization technology, which now we could essentially code on the weekend.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
We took something that was being done very manually by 2 people for 24 hours. And then we went and found a software to be able to kind of do that, set it all up and implement that. And that takes time. You have to learn it and all that stuff. And now, like, you could basically in 2 weeks code that same kind of logic and optimization and be done.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah.
And so your output is like, and then save the amount of cost that you would have, right? So you would have even got a higher rate of return.
Yeah.
Return on investment on that.
Absolutely.
And it's crazy now.
Yeah.
And so like so if you as a business owner are approaching business the same way and you're looking at, especially when we talk about people, you're bringing people on, what are you bringing them on to do? Are you thinking of it as a traditional role?
Yeah.
right? So it's like, yeah, hey, well, I'm going to hire this admin person. What are you going to do? You're going to answer emails, answer the phone, and do these very manual tasks, right? Or even as let's say someone in marketing, right? You have a marketing team. Well, now with technology and AI specifically as it is, like you could hire one person now that has the ability, if they understand AI and how to use the workflows, is they can create, the leverage of 4 or 5 of themselves doing all these tasks and automating as much as possible and getting more and more output.
Yeah.
And so the paradigm shift now is you're looking for orchestrators. You're looking for orchestrators.
Or you need to become an orchestrator.
That is the exact thing, is that you must now become an orchestrator. And it's the same thing with AI and how you utilize AI. Are you using it to answer questions at a very rudimentary, you're using it like superpower Google? Or are you using it to leverage your output and orchestrate and understand how the work flows, how the processes happen, and then using it to leverage output on those?
Exactly. Yeah.
And that's the big shift we're talking about.
100%. Yeah. And this is kind of where it takes me back to like the grocery store example, where now most people, they're still trying to run with the exact same skill sets and not understanding that, hey, I need to add orchestrator into my skill level.
Yeah.
Because then that technically should translate to the people side and also to the AI side. Yeah. Now you're covering both your bases, and you're actually changing the way your business operates to be more functional instead of like reactive.
Yeah. And you're moving away from that traditional kind of role base into orchestration base, where you're, not one person is doing this, but you have one person that now is able to orchestrate multiple things happening because they're leveraging technology and AI or being able to automate processes a lot easier. And I don't think we're saying, hey, AI is the only solution here. I think I think we need to also talk about the fact that, like, don't get us wrong. When we talk about automation, we're not saying like we're giving your business over to AI, because there's a lot of stuff that, it was a conversation with a few clients over the past little bit here, is helping them understand in the AIM framework automation, we leverage AI to help us maybe build those systems and processes faster, or generate the rules of, I'll pick on Power Automate within Microsoft because it's usually included. So there's a lot of organizations that have access to it. They don't know they do. Yeah. And it's just setting a set of conditions. It's like, when this happens, do this, and then it's just, you're laying out the set of steps and you're removing all of the manual things that you have to do. You could leverage AI to help you build that faster, right? Or you could build it on your own, but like that is an automation. Doesn't mean an AI is working and doing that for you. Yeah. Right. There may be some times where you have an AI agent that does certain things for you, but like there's different ways to automate those. So I want to make sure we're very clear. Yeah. That you can leverage AI to help you build a pile of automations that don't necessarily live on AI. Yeah. And it's you'll have a combination of both things. So that for those of people who are worried about, if I give my information to AI, it's going to steal it all. I'm like, well, depending on what you're doing, do you have enough guardrails and all that stuff? Yeah. Yeah. So it was a brain dump of things.
A bunch of ideas. Yeah. And I had an idea there that I wanted to like touch back on regarding like, how Alex Armosi was saying, it's not going to go away. It's only going to get dumber. There's also
get smarter.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah. Yeah. You are going to get dumber if you don't use it now.
That's fair.
Yeah. Sorry, a little bit of a spoiler on what I was thinking about is that there's a lot of people right now that have not even heard of Claude. Obviously, ChatGPT is kind of mainstream just because of what has been happening, and but there's a lot of people using it for, to your point, those dumb questions, and I literally heard this in a live conversation around me just this week, somebody talking to someone else with a prompt to ChatGPT, questioning where should I have lunch? Domino's or A&W? We're not sponsored by either one of them, but
thank God.
Both, like, that was the question. And I'm like, you can't even make that decision yourself.
Such a stupid decision.
And such a waste of like water. Why did you even ask that question? And both of these guys, they're going back and forth of like, what if I ordered this? What if I ordered that? Like, how would that impact? And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, this is the state of the world right now.
Right.
In terms
Versus
of like utilizing,
looking at an enterprise data problem where you're like, hey, we'll have a medallion architecture. I'm looking at bringing this additional data in. Where do I put this? And your guy's like, oh, we should create a staging table. I'm like, staging table? I'm like, that's not even medallion architecture.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, you see it reasoning through. You're right. This is silver level table. Okay. And then but I know enough, like I'm using it to solve high level problems, not like, hey, where am I eating?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, it's very funny because the also shows like what people don't know is possible. And the less, you're not exposing yourself to it, the longer it's going to take for you to actually catch up to where the rest of the world is.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And I go back to the basic premise of this episode is that, orchestrating people, orchestrating AI, it's the same thing. Mm-hmm. Right. And if you're not orchestrating AI to help you automate or do other things, well, then you're going to be left behind. And if you're not looking for people that are also looking to do that, then again, you're going to be outpaced by those companies that are.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this is not a doom and gloom. This is a tremendous opportunity, but it's a skill development. Like I have clients and we have clients that they're like, oh, I'm learning how to talk to Claude. And it's like, because it is skill. You have to learn the skill. And then you can talk about your actual skills that you load Claude with or whatever it is. Like you're learning skill upon skill upon skill, but it's going to suck in the beginning like anything. It's like doing the 1 month day, learning flow. You suck in the beginning, but it's a continual repeated practice of that skill. Do you only get better? Like communication, like all these things, like it is just skill acquisition 101.
Yeah.
And you suck at the beginning.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So talking to Claude is going to, and if you are on a low plan, you're going to run out of credits because you've wasted so much time, and hopefully you're learning from someone or at least getting some feedback on how to, or maybe asking Claude, how do I prompt you better?
Yeah.
Start there.
Exactly.
Right. Like Claude or whoever, like whatever AI you're using, what is the best way for me to give you a prompt that is going to be maximally effective? Start there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Well, and then even so, while we're talking about skills, like in Claude, when you try to build a skill, it asks you all the questions like, what is it that you want me to do with this skill? Like it literally walks you through all of that, and it'll help you build the skill internally. So like I've done that several times, building a bunch of things that I need a specific type of mentality towards. Like I've also been able to adjust. So some people are probably going to definitely take this and do something they're not supposed to, but you can get it to teach
prompt engineering.
Well, no. You can get it to learn the way you talk.
Yeah.
And reply on your behalf.
Yeah.
To anybody.
Yeah.
Like anybody that messages you. So I did that, and it was a little dangerous because it was committing to things I wasn't really interested in committing to, but it caught my cadence, figured out like exactly how I like to talk to people, and it just started responding. Somebody sent me a message like, hey, would you like to grab a coffee in 5 minutes? Sure, absolutely, let's do that. And I'm like, I can't make that coffee. What are you doing?
Appropriate guardrails, people. All right. I mean, look, we're going to continue to talk about this subject because it is such an important one, and the reason it's important is in multiple levels. One is, specifically as a business owner, understanding like your framework has changed a bit and your frame of reference is now different, and you cannot continue moving forward with the same kind of traditional role-based hiring if you are interested in really moving ahead much quicker, right? You have to look at it like you are now an orchestrator. The people you're looking for are looking to orchestrate. You're not looking for a specific role. You're looking for people that know how to orchestrate multiple things to have happen to achieve an end result, right? Hopefully they're grounded in an AI.
Yeah.
Right. And we shouldn't be afraid of that. Again, as a leader, like you want to surround yourself with really smart people and have a much larger vision, because together you'll be able to achieve that. Not everyone wants to run a company, right? Some people just want to feel like they make a massive contribution.
Yeah.
And be part of something really amazing and have the autonomy and everything to do that. The other reason it's so important is because it's ultimate leverage. Right? Like you're able to create more and more and more with less and less resources. And that's so much more important now in this day and age, is that like the resources aren't getting cheaper. So you have to be able to create more and more leverage out of them to make yourself more and more competitive.
Yeah.
Right. And it's not like the game isn't about paying someone to do manual tasks. Like that's not value add. That's not where you get the value. And so we have to move away from that kind of mentality and now think about it. And take that thought process even further into how we are using and interacting with an AI, and understanding how are we more orchestrators than kind of a traditional thing.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to touch on?
No, like you said, this is something we'll always keep talking about, mostly because it is one of the things that most business owners struggle with.
Yes.
And it is going to be one of the things that humans as a species will continuously struggle with.
Yeah.
And there's always room for improvement. Like we are always learning. I just had a completely different thought and that I'm going to just slide in quickly. So whenever I open up any of my social medias, like if you remember, like late last year to early this year, maybe would always spam you with like memes and funny stuff. Now I open it, it's all about the next thing that AI is doing, the next thing.
Yeah.
And it's a little draining.
Because you can't find funny stuff to send each
No,
other.
it's like it's a little draining because every time I look at it, I'm like, oh shit, like there's another thing I don't know about. There's another thing I don't know about. And I get it. It's rough.
Yeah.
It takes a toll on your brain, because when you've got that decision fatigue going on, and you've got obviously a cognitive load, and you're just mentally drained. It's not what you want to be doing. You don't want to learn the next thing. So I've found myself just completely removing myself from it, and just coming back to the next thing that I want to learn first thing in the morning. Yeah. Right. Like it's
fantastic.
It's so annoying. Every time I open up the phone, it's like things you didn't know you could do with Claude, part 25. It's like,
well, the funny thing is, it's like some of those things, like some of those accounts are just regurgitating stuff they don't even know, right?
Yeah.
And so it's like, cool. Where do we want to be different? Well, if you are struggling to understand what you can do, if you have operational drag in your company, and what we mean by that is, things just feel like they're not operating really well, and you can't put your finger on it, but just things feel slow, or just takes way too much time and effort to get things done. As a result, that creates cognitive load across your whole company. Right? This is where we step in and help you understand like where you can actually automate a lot of those stuff and reduce operational drag. And through a whole host of things, right? Yeah. So whether it's, getting some of your tools working for you, eliminating the ones that you don't need, kind of optimizing what you do have, so you're not spending a ton of money on things that you don't need, help you use the tools that you do have much more effectively, or help you find the tools that you maybe don't know exist. And then with that, how can we help you automate as much of those manual things as possible so your operation runs? Like if you need help with that, just let us know. This is where we specialize. This is where, when we talk about our scaling playbook, like the biggest source of being able to reclaim all that time, energy, and money is a lot of this optimization. And now time and time again, we're seeing a lot of our clients being like, hey, I need help with these things. Like I'm paying for this. I don't even know if I'm using it. We go in, we look at it and say, oh, actually we can remove this and this and this, and we'll just retool this one a little bit better for you. And it's going to be more fit for purpose. Or we might need to switch from this platform because this platform gives you 20 times the functionality and scalability than what you're doing over there, kind of piecemeal all together. And it's all fragmented. It doesn't work together.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right. And so that was that last part. You actually led into it so perfectly, is that the reduction in cognitive load and operational drag that this gets you, right? Because if you hire people, if you like as orchestrators, your orchestrator, you're naturally going to move towards where you're reducing operational drag and cognitive load. You're gonna be able to respond faster, move faster, scale faster. With that, everyone, I want to thank you for joining us on this episode of BizMeds. We're your neuroscience business coaches and hosts. My name is Darris.
And I'm Saad.
And hopefully you got the minimum effective dose today that orchestrating people, orchestrating AI, hey, it's really the same thing. So get yourself some AI skills, hire us, we'll come help you optimize. Shameless plug. So with that, everyone, thank you for joining us in this episode. We're just happy that you stopped in and watched or listened wherever you are in the world. So to my mom, thank you. Saad's mom, we love you. We thank you so much for always being our number one fan. And remember, we have some new stuff coming out. We keep saying it just because we're sticklers for making sure that it's absolutely banger. So with it, it'll be coming soon. With that, we'll be able to identify where your constraint is, but more importantly, where can you optimize and start to find that automation and those data places to make better decisions and scale your business faster. So with that, everyone, thank you. Remember, you're just one day away from the life you've always dreamed about. We're going to see you in the next episode.